topic is Introduction to Building Planning. Now, in previous two classes, in previous two lectures, we have discussed about different factors for selection of site, then different factors for which we can easily do the orientation of building planning, and also we have discussed about different climate conditions in India. Now today in this video we will discuss about planning and building planning and different factors for selecting in fact the principles of building planning. Now what is planning? Planning can be involved in many items for our regular activities to any project. That does not mean that it will be of building itself. And planning means thinking and deciding about different objects, different items, different jobs, and organizing all those activities required in a sequential way to achieve a desired goal. But for the case of building planning, the same thing we will do. Building planning means arrangement of various components or unit of a building in a systematic manner so as to form a meaningful homogeneous structure to meet its functional purpose. Now, functional purpose means when we will do building planning, we have to look at, we have to focus on the requirements. For one example, there are many types of building. One can be a residential building, one can be academic building, one can be hospital building or industrial building, commercial building, storage building, many buildings. So we have to look at the purpose and requirement. Based on the requirement and the purpose, we will place, we will orient different parts in different corners, and also based on the other factors also we will change the orientation and we will finally select the plan. So this is the main difference between planning and building planning. Next is factors affecting planning of any building. Mainly there are 5 factors, that is function of a building, means for which purpose we want to make this building, whether it is residential, public, commercial, industrial, etc., etc. And then shape and size of the plot. Already we have discussed in our first video lecture that how shape and size of the plot will determine determine the planning of any building. And in fact in Vastu also there have been many instruction mentioned that how the different shape and size of the plot will lead to the prosperity of its residents or prosperity of the users. Then there is topography. Obviously, we mentioned in the last part 1, lecture number 1 also, that how topography affects us for selecting the site of any building, and also how topography will lead us in doing different planning of the building. Because depending on the topography, the weather condition will be different or the climate condition will be different, the loading pattern will be different, and accordingly we will select different roof types, different materials, and building plan will be different. Then climatic conditions, same as the topography, we will have different climatic conditions, like we discussed in the last video lecture that in India we have mainly 4 climatic zones. One is hot and humid, then hot and dry, then we have moderate climatic zones, we have cold climatic zones. Now depending on climatic zones, our building orientation or the positioning of the different parts of the building will be different, and the plan will be also different. And the 5th one is building bylaws. Building bylaws means there are different government bodies, different agencies like ESI, like we have CBRI, who do the investigation, who do experiments and then research and then instruct us how and why we will maintain some certain conditions and we do the building planning. In fact, point number 2 and point number 5, what we see here, the shape and size of the plot according to Vastu, we will discuss in our next video lecture, and building bylaws and regulations we will discuss in our fifth video lecture. There we will discuss about national building codes, and not only just national building code, in different states also we have different regulations, like for West Bengal we have KMC building rule and regulation, and we will discuss all those things in our fifth video lecture. And effect of shape and size according to Vastu we will discuss in our next video lecture. But for this video lecture, planning and principle of planning we will discuss. Now here are the principle of building planning. Here we can find in 11 principles. We have also more number of principles, but these are the main prime principles we follow. So we have prospect, we have aspect, elegance, privacy, circulation, roominess, grouping, sanitation, flexibility, economy, and practical considerations. Now one by one we will go through. First one is aspect. Aspect means what? The placement of different rooms of any house in accordance with our activities at different hours of a day. Now, obviously, as we discussed that in a particular day, if we just observe that which places do we visit more, like, please hold for some time. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience caused. Yes, yes, which we were discussing. So the aspect is the placement of different rooms in of a house in accordance with the activities at different hours of a day. Now, what we have to follow is that in different days, in a particular day, in different time zone, where do we live? Where do we visit most? So first thing is bedroom. Now, in bedroom, generally we go for taking rest. And when do we go? We generally wakes up in the morning, and then we may go to the bedroom in the midday or in the forenoon times, and most of the time when we spend in bedroom is in night. So that means in bedroom we do not really require higher intensity of lights, but we require good air flow, that is entrance of good air bridges. Now, as we do not really require high intensity of light, that means according to the building regulations or national building code, only 50 to 90 lux of light intensity is sufficient for bedrooms. So what we can do, we can provide the bedrooms in eastern direction or in the central direction or in southern direction. Why so? Because if we provide the bedroom in eastern direction or southern direction, we can provide one window at least in eastern side or in the southern side. Now, if it is in the eastern side, it will allow the entrance of morning sunshine into the bedroom, and the window in southern direction will allow good air breezes during summer season. Next is, after waking up, we will move to the living rooms or drawing rooms. Now, living room and drawing room will be occupied most of the time in a day, and for that reason, living room, study room, usually these places require higher intensity of lights, not just highest intensity of light. How? It requires more than 200 lux of light intensity, because we will spend most of the time in a day in those rooms, living room, dining room, study room, in all those. Again, because we will cut different vegetables. We will cut different vegetables, we will cook there. Okay, next is room should get enough sunlight and air, as already we have discussed, because great environment, great comfort we need to maintain, and not only that, this good amount of light intensity and air bridge will keep our mind healthy and our mentality fresh. The third point to focus here is, you see, a room which receives light and air from particular direction is said to have aspect of that direction. Now let us move to the next point, that is prospect. Now, what is prospect? Okay, here you see we have another factor. This is one example that to maintain this energy efficiency, or to maintain the comfortness of any room, how we can orient, how we can position different parts of the building. Example is living room, drawing room is provided either in south direction or in southeastern direction. Bedroom either in southwestern direction or northwestern direction, or in eastern direction also we can provide. Dining room also we can provide either in south or in southeastern corner. Kitchen we can provide in southeastern corner or northeastern corner. Veranda we can provide in western corner. Study room we can provide south or in north direction. So here are one example. You see, you can see of this office building. Now we have the main entrance here in front, and just after entry there is the desk of the receptionist. Okay, and then from the receptionist we have two directions to enter into this office building. The first building is the conference room, and then just beside this conference room we have the separate desks for different officers, and in beside also there are other desks of different officers. We have a central washroom in the middle portion of this building, and in fact in two direction we have two washroom, we have library also, we have some sitting place also. And in fact the point to focus here is position of receptionist, position of the conference room, and position of the washroom here. So as in this plan, we can see two washroom. Look at the position. This washroom is positioned in a place which all the people can access at the same time intensity. That means loss of time or loss of convenience will be very small. Not only that, the conference hall is located in the center of the building, means every person inside the building or in that floor can reach the conference hall at the same time, and the distance they need to travel is minimum. So the planning is made in a way that the delay is very less. Not only that, if any unknown person enters into the building, he or she do not need to be confused, and in fact can go and ask to the receptionist in front and can reach their desired place with ease. So this is the point we also need to follow when we will do the building planning. Next one is prospect. So aspect, we already discussed that aspect means nothing but the positioning or the orientation of different parts of any building so as to provide the easy communication, to maintain comfort, and to maintain the all other features or use the natural resources in an effective way. Second one is prospect. Prospect means view of the building from outside, means it does not deal with the facility that the user gets. It is the view which other people from outside of the building will get. So this thing is prospect, or you can say this is the appearance or the beauty or the view of the building. Okay, so it is a fact that the house should have a proper prospect so that it can give a feeling of cheerfulness to the people living in it, and it should create a good impression on a person who views it from outside, and it must also possess good quality comfort, cheerfulness, security, labor saving and modern outlook, then small projections, bay window, box window, or different types of window, different types of roof, different designs of chaja we can provide, or even the stairs can be in a different direct way, so that these all factors gives very good attractive look from in outer direction to the viewers. And not only that, if the buildings looks attractive, obviously their user will also feel some kind of pride in their mind, and they all will become very cheerful. Now here is another example. You see, this is image of a prospect. So how the building looks from the outside or to the outsiders. Next one is privacy. Yes, for when we make any building, privacy is very important factor or important principle, because all we need is to maintain the secrecy of any user. Now obviously for residential building, we need to maintain this privacy, because bedroom should be placed in a way that the privacy is maintained. Not only that, the positioning of window and door should be done in accordingly, because privacy can be maintained in two ways. One is external privacy, another is internal privacy. External privacy means the window and door should be placed in a way that privacy can be maintained from the outsiders to the residents of that particular building. And if we look at the internal privacy means positioning of drawing room or the study room to the positioning of bedroom and toilets or washroom should be in an effective way to maintain the privacy or dignity of the residents of the house. So this one is external privacy. You see, to maintain external privacy, we can provide the boundary walls, or we can provide some kind of fences, and that means we can this can be achieved by providing some screening in front of the main entrance or to the rear entrance, and side can be secured by providing paneled entrance or a different pathway. And internal privacy, you see, that also we can maintain. In fact, the alignment of doors and windows has to be done in a way that it does not gives direct view from the drawing room or from the study room to any bedroom. And even if there is any limitation or restriction or shortage of space, we can provide some false walls or the obstacles which will restrict the views directly into the bedroom or into the washroom. So how we can do? We can provide shutter door, or we can provide it by providing the door and window in a appropriate position. The third one is fourth one is circulation. What is circulation? Circulation is the easiness or the axis in different positions. Now that circulation can be in two ways. One is vertical circulation and there is horizontal circulation. Vertical circulation means access from one floor to another floor, that is in different level, how easily you can access different floors. So for communication to one floor to another, we can provide either stair, or in mechanical devices we can install lifts, or we can install escalators for accessing different floors. And for horizontal circulation, uh, we have to provide passages, corridors, lobbies, etc. And not only that, the location or the orientation should be such that the access is very minimum. That means the user should travel very short distance in order to get from one point to the other point in a particular floor. Okay, and this circulation, depending on the easiness of this circulation, your value of your building plan will vary. Then we have roominess. Now inside one room, how much amount of space we can provide and how much amount of space user will fill. So this is a very interesting thing, that luminance means the you getting maximum advantage from the minimum dimension. So we can provide a square shaped room and also we can provide a rectangular shaped room. Now here we have to follow the psychology of the user. It is a fact that even if the dimension of square shaped room, say for example area of, or the volume of a particular room is high, but shape is square in nature, but if we provide a rectangular room, that will create a sense of larger space to the user. So even if the mathematically your calculated value of volume of a room is high, but rectangular shape creates a sense of higher space or larger space of that room. So the effect of roominess obviously depend on relative dimension, as I said, length, width, height of that room, and shape and size of the room will also be very important. As I said, rectangular room creates more roominess to the square shaped room. Not only this, if any room is or wall is carved like circular or any arc type, that does not create a good feeling to the user. It creates some uneasiness to the users. So our aim will be to maintain the straightness of the walls. If there is any such wall which is having some carved shape, we should provide it either to any lobby or to the veranda or in these places. Next one is grouping. Grouping means the arrangement of various rooms in a building for the convenience of the user. Means in a particular floor, how we will arrange, who will be placed beside which part, that is called grouping. And it minimizes the circulation at the same time and also improves the comfort. Means we circulation has to be very short, and dining room should be close to kitchen, sanitary room should be away from the kitchen, but convenient, it should be close to the bedrooms. Not only that, kitchen and dining, or the kitchen and the toilet should be away, that is okay. But also we have to keep in mind that when we will put the sewer pipe, that means waste pipe, they will usually leave the all wastewater in a particular channel. So we have to also focus on the delivery lines, that how the wastewater can be released out of the building through the single line. So all these things also we have to keep in mind while we will discuss about grouping. Next is elegance. Elegance means the grand appearance of a building attained mainly owing to the elevation, which in turn depends on the plan. Means you see there is two things which may be close to each other, which may sound close but they are different. One is prospect and another one is elegance. Prospect is the from view of any building to the outsider, whereas elegance is the view of the user of the building in outer direction. That means you will remain in your building, you will remain in your room, and when you will open your door or open your window, or when you will move towards the to the balcony or to the veranda, how you look, how you observe, or what is the view of your surrounding, that gives elegance. Now, depending upon the proper positioning and selection of doors, window, or even balcony, roofs, or staircase, etc., you can get a better elegance, like selecting superior building material for facing a polished stone granite, marble, or mosaic, providing projection like sunset, balcony, porch, or even pagoda, or you can provide bay window, corner window, different type of windows that will give some better view to the user as well as to the outsider. In fact, better elegance will create better prospects also. So this is another elegance. Next is sanitation. Obviously, for residential building, we need to provide sanitation and includes providing light, ventilation, cleanliness, water supply, sanitary amenities like we have to provide washroom, we have to provide toilet or laboratory or and similar items. We have to install all the arrangements in the washrooms. Then residential building window area should not be less than 1/10 of the floor area. That includes all the rooms. In school area, that ventilation means the window area should not be 1/5 of the floor area, because there many number of people will live for some certain time inside those places, and they need good ventilation of air and good intensity of light into the room. Also, we have flexibility, means yes, your plan should be done that you can convert one place into other place if it requires, because at times you may require only dining place, only drawing space, or even any study room. But if you need to alter your plans, if you need to change or amalgamate other plots to your existing plot, and if you need to extend the building, then you may need to change your the position, or you may need to change the use of the purpose of that space. Maybe that can be drawing room can be turned into dining room, or your kitchen can be turned into a toilet, or similar way the other rooms can be turned into different things. So that flexibility, that ability to change the plan can be happen, and this type of uh, mm, allowance you have to put in your building plan. Means if you want to extend your building, you have to also put those arrangements, you have to keep those arrangements so that there is no such obstruction or no demolition of any part of your building, and also you can easily extend your part. Next one is economy. So this is obviously vital thing, because when we go for construction of any item, obviously we need to raise some fund. Now the building should be minimum floor area with maximum utility, and it will reduce the cost of the building, and hence it will be economical. As long as we restrict it to a minimum floor area, obviously it will cost very less, because all we know that when we go for the contract, then it goes on the area of floor or the area of covered space. Now, if we can provide the same amenities, same facilities with smaller floor area, definitely it will cost less. Then economy can be achieved by provide simple elevation, reducing the story height, dispensing the porches, lobbies, balconies, etc. By providing lesser amount of projections outward to the building. That may obviously lead us to some uh, uh, not very good quality of prospect, but ultimately it will cost you cost of the project will become less. So that's it in this class. Thank you very much for attending this. We will meet with the new video lecture in a few time. Till then, bye. Thank you.